Hello and welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. DJ Ray, thank you so much for getting in here early, dropping the links, telling people where they could stay in touch with me, sign up for my free daily newsletters just by clicking that link, arielcalista.com/daily report. That is my free daily email, which goes out every single day, which has all of the sports news, lines that I'm tracking, picks of the day, pictures of me every day, and so much more. Ken, good morning. How are you doing? Good morning, Alvin. It is so wonderful seeing you here bright and early. How's your weekend going so far? I just came back from the Champ Show this past week, and it was a fun time. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit on vacation mode, even though I was there for work. I was there to meet other businesses that are in the cannabis industry. And of course, make those right connections, network with people, try different products, see things I want to bring into my store. But I gotta admit, I've been in the vacation mindset ever since, it's starting to get warmer and sunnier outside. It was just like a nice little break to really, switch up the week, go traveling to Atlantic City for a little bit, get a nice room with a view of the beach. It was great. It was great. How's your week been going so far, though? Enough about me. I have my coffee here. It's still early, so I will be starting out with some quick hits of cannabis and my morning cup of coffee. It's fancy. I got the foam in the top and the cocoa powder. Got a little bit of everything. I like to make it fancy. Really good. So, how have you been doing so far, everyone? Oh, just need to update my current ROIs as well. They did take a little bit of a hit, but not huge. It is also just kind of that time of the year where, you have to tread a little more carefully. I would say like across the board, and I've seen this consistently year after year. This time of year, like before baseball starts, is always the toughest time to bet. And you have so much going on with college basketball. It's just, there's so much Joe money being thrown around, and it's just a tough time. The lines, get tighter. All the sports books are really trying to find their edge. And as a professional bettor, when you see the same thing happen year after year after year at specifically this sliver in March, right basically up until baseball starts, it gets harder and harder to bet. Hey Tyler, how you doing? Alrighty, so before we get started, like I said, my new ROIs are posted. In college basketball right now, we're sitting at a 29% return with a 67.5% win rate on 151 units played so far. You can see all of this down in the ticker below here. The NBA, we're at a 28.5% ROI with a 69.2% win rate on 156 units played so far. And in the NHL, we're at a 27.4% return with a 62.5% win rate on 112 units played so far this season. After a favorites hitting yesterday, the books will massacre people this weekend. You know what? I believe that. I think, plus it was, watching some of these teams that you don't really expect. Oh yeah. It is a little bit weird not it being in the 30 to 40% range, but I think it's also a bit indicative of the time of year that it is. And I'm excited for baseball to start. That's pretty smooth sailing, especially in the first couple weeks. We always do really well in baseball. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, it's just a rocky spot, across all sports leagues. Like, I was looking in hockey too, and I really didn't even see anything I liked this morning. So if you guys have plays, throw them in the chat. I would love to see what you're taking, what games that you're looking at, or any game that you'd just like me to break down and analyze live on air. This is a live show, by the way. So, things are always updating. The numbers are changing. And I'm happy to break down any games you'd like to look at in real time, live and on air. Make sure to subscribe so you get notifications when I do go live. And if you didn't already, please hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, Siena almost beating Duke. That would have been crazy. I think it would have just destroyed so many people's bets and brackets and everything. But that was crazy. It's sometimes it's like right there at the beginning, there are definitely some upsets. So it's fun seeing that happen. And you really never know. Every year it's a different story. It's hard to really, like a lot of it is luck, I think, as you're building your bracket, to try to make it like to the end, because of how I analyze game by game and how all the sports books are looking at games. It's a completely different strategy than the one that has worked so well for me in the past. It's like a it's a different kind of thing, which is fun. It's fun that there's multiple ways to enjoy the sports that we love so much. All right, now I did want to talk about some cannabis. Meet my new bong. Isn't she pretty? Look at that. Strawberries all over the place. It's like a little strawberry garden. So cute. Yeah, they had all of these bongs for like cash and carry. A lot of places weren't even doing cash and carry, which was weird to me because, like, why would you want to ship all of that glass across the country? But oh well. Ooh, I think Duke will have a wake-up call and destroy TCU. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not going to make a prediction on that one yet. I first need to hit my morning cup of cannabis, and look how clean it is. I haven't even smoked out of this yet. I wanted to share this with you and smoke some of this new flower that I got. It's THCA snow caps, and it's one of like it just is so intense, like with the flavor, the full body flavor. I really like it. Look at it. It's basically white. So just another cool thing that I picked up from the Champ Show. It smells so fruity, like so fruity. And I'm just gonna break off a little piece of it to put into the bong today. Yeah, the white crystals. It's like getting all over my fingers. It kind of gets everywhere. And yes, I do know, like, it kind of looks like that South Park, like, Integrity episode with the white snow cannabis. But these are THCA crystals. Like, yeah, it's all over my fingers. These are THCA crystals in here. And yeah, it's a full body flavor. That's what I like about it. A lot of times you can just taste a little bit of terpenes, but in this particular case, like, the terpenes are very strong and very fruity, which what I like about it. Yeah, this is good. It's strong, but it's also has like a very nice, full, it's sweet, it's tasty. Yeah, you know what I always say, sit back, relax, and get your minds right to win some wagers. So you could see a lot of the white crystals have already like burned off of it, but it's still very flavorful, and I still have like a fruity aftertaste in my mouth, which I like a lot. I like the taste of the cannabis. Good morning, Spencer. Hi, recognized. Welcome in. Alrighty, so let's dive into some games. And Vegas does not want us betting on Duke today. Oh, that's a double-digit spread. You know what? When those double-digit spreads get like really high, sometimes you gotta tread a little more carefully, because it's hard. You know, it's hard to cover. Okay, so just starting off in NBA, there's really only a few games I'm looking at. Not a lot has been moving, so of course I'm encouraging the chat, the knife drawer, the sharps in the house here to throw out games into the chat that they're looking at, or if there is anything you want me to cover and dive into, just throw it in the chat. This is a live stream. I love interacting with you guys. So starting off with the 7 o'clock game between Memphis and Charlotte. I have been watching the Charlotte spread. Now, this one is looking pretty interesting. In fact, this is kind of starting to look borderline like an action play. I like this a lot. It went from minus 15.5, where it opened up, to minus 17.5. That is a pretty big 2-point move on the spread, but it's also backed by some mixed pro money. So seeing the sharps here, coming in, taking the Charlotte spread, moving the line. Vegas is moving the line 2 points, but the sharps are here, and Vegas is seeing some of the sharps come in, and they recognize these are professional players. These are the sharps. Even though the money is still mixed, you could see like the hints of sharp money in the mix, and Vegas is recognizing these are the pros. If they think, you know, this is where the line is going, let's move the line out 2 points here. So I do like this play. I think this is looking like a nice little action play on Charlotte today on the spread here. And yeah, that is my first play in the NBA today. But we're really just cherry picking. I don't want to be that person that's going to throw out a bunch of bets and give you the 20 best picks of the day, because ultimately at the end of the day, there's everyone doing that, you know, and you know, their records just aren't all that great when you really start looking into it. Hey, taking care of business, logo, welcome in. Alrighty, so diving into some more games. Yeah, I mean, everyone out there wants to be like, here are my 20 best picks of the day. And it's like, okay, out of that 20, if by tomorrow you have 15 losses, or even if it's just a coin flip, half of them lose. Yeah, I'm not that person. I just want to find the right plays and really cherry pick the winners. And, you know, I don't want my bets to be better than a coin flip. At that point, you're losing money. Like, seriously, if you aren't making basically if you aren't winning basically 53% of your bets, you know, you're losing money. All right. So I am looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers versus New Orleans Pelicans. This is another 7 o'clock game, and I have been keeping my eye on the total here. It opened up at 233.5, then it went up to 235.5. There is level 2 money on the over, so a lot of people are taking the over. It is a 2-point move towards the over, but just looking at the teams, looking at their history, the Cleveland Cavs are not a great over team here, and that makes me concerned. Like, if they, you know, have a history of not going over frequently, then with all the people piling on the over, is, you know, it looks like Vegas is just going along with the money here. Thank Thank you, taking care of business, local. I got out last week. There were like 2 days where it was in the 80s, and then like the next day it snowed. So I'm hoping to go out a little bit more and get some tanning going this week. Hopefully, I know today it's gonna be in like the 50s, maybe low 60s. I think, but I want to go out. Yeah, get some sunshine. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be high at 54. Tomorrow will be nice in the 70s. I don't know, it just isn't warm yet. I would really like to get some more sunshine, but the weather is just all over the place. Never bet the Cavs over. They're like, I'm not doing it. I'm not betting the Cavs over. So Duke is now sitting at minus 12.5, but the Sharps are not buying. Snowing there. Oh my God, it's still 0 degrees. That is crazy. That is so cold. Yeah, no, that is so cold. That was in Atlantic City. Like, my room was facing the ocean. And I would wake up and I was looking at the beach and I'm like, dang, the only thing that's like stopping me from going out to the beach right now is like it being 30 degrees. If it was 50 degrees, like not even a question I would be out there. But what was really odd was like there were still people out there on the beach, or even, someone told me about them seeing someone get into water like with their dog. 30, like when it's 30 degrees outside, that seems so cold. I would not enjoy that. Not at all. Okay. First date is cool. Okay, let's go over the Philadelphia 76ers versus Utah Jazz game. This is the last game I'm looking at in the NBA right now. Things are really slow developing. So this total opened up at 233.5 and it dropped down to 230.5. There's some level 2 over money, but this line's going one way, the money's going the other. Not my favorite right now. I'm not really seeing a play here. So at this moment, the only thing that's looking like a potential action play is really just the Charlotte spread. Like that's all I'm looking at in the NBA. Hey Mendoza, how are you doing? Thank you. 30 degrees is warm. All right. Seems like we're getting a lot of new people here today. Welcome in, Skulls. Okay. So if you have any other games that you'd like me to look at, break down, analyze, we'll just throw it in the chat and we'll take a look at it. Yeah, 20 degrees with the shorts and a t-shirt on. I would be freezing. No, I mean, being from Vegas where everything is just, it's beautiful weather. It's, I mean, in the summer it's just too hot, but even in the winter, even though it feels really cold outside and it could be really cold, it's still like 40 degrees. It's just very windy. Like the wind in Vegas is nonstop. And then this winter, I like for the first time was in like 4 degrees. Like I don't even know what 4 degrees feels like. It just doesn't happen out in the desert. Okay, so not a lot of plays I'm looking at, but if there is anything that you would like me to look at and break down, just throw it in the chat. But right now it's a little bit of a slow morning, so we are going to start going over some of the stuff I got at the Champ Show. And then we'll do a little AI segment talking about building upon what we were doing, creating regression models in the NFL. And now we're just going to be building upon that even further. So I'll be showing you the code, and it's very easy to just like follow it along. If you want the CSV file, I could also send that to you as well. All right, so going over some of the stuff I got from the Champ Show. I feel like I have a whole collection of goodies here to show and tell. So starting off, mushroom gummies, mushroom, just little like, it's almost like tablets. Yeah, mushroom tablets. They're everywhere. I saw them everywhere. Oh, what are the, where is the money on the High Points Arkansas game? You know what? Let me take a look at that. Okay. It looks like, yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of professional money on Arkansas right now in this game. Yeah, it's starting to show up, but over here on the, yeah, it's a little bit of sharp money on the Arkansas spread, but the money on the money line on Arkansas is looking a little Joe, but sitting at like minus $6.99. Not something I would take anyways. I would not recommend anyone taking anyways. And then looking at the total, looks like there's a majority of the money on the total right now. I see the spread opened up at minus 10.5 on Arkansas, and right now, yeah, it's just sitting at minus 11.5 on the spread. So it has moved out. It's moved out a solid point, and seeing a little bit of sharp money there. That's looking good. Yeah. That's actually looking pretty good. A little bit of sharp money there. The line's moved out a point, so it's going in the right direction for Arkansas. Yeah, well, I mean, the Sharps are definitely taking the spread. They're not taking the money line here. It's looking like pretty Joe on the money line. But that's kind of expected, you know. I think a lot of true professionals, like, you know, because of like, you know, being as in horse racing, you'd call them like bridge jumpers. You know, you don't always play the favorite every single time. You're looking for like the best value. So I think that's a pretty interesting spread. Thanks for throwing that out there, taking care of business. Nice find. If anyone else has anything they want to throw in, throw it in the chat. All right, so I covered a few things. I want to show you this as well. This was such a cool little product. Okay, so I'm like, now you can see. It was such a cool little product. I saw it there. They took it out of the packaging for me. It's by Muon Meds, and uh-oh, I think I got it stuck back in the packaging. Okay, all of it's child-proof packaging, so oftentimes you just have to press a little button on the side. I love this little vape. It's so cute. Look how it just like everything lights up. It's solid. I like it. Russian cream. It has a little bit of HHC in it, and it's THCA as well. So HHC. It always makes me cough. It always makes me cough like a lot. To be careful about it. Okay, High Point is a little bit of a wild card and unknown. Yeah, well, thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Seriously, anything else you want to hear about? I got you. So some flower samples. The packaging was just like really fun, very neat. And yeah, I was, there were still quite a few places that just had like giant like mason jars of flour and everything. And they would just like let you open it up and smell the products, and try some samples, take them home with you. These are diamond donut rolls. So what they do with these donut rolls, okay, so you see like the outside is actually coated in different diamonds here. So kind of like the same thing we were just smoking. But what they do is, in these donut rolls, they actually take like the resin and, like maybe take a syringe and put it inside the blunt or the pre-roll. And then when it all melts, it becomes a little bit like drippier and stickier, but definitely a great high. Hey, optimistic realizer. Yeah, it is some good. Definitely. I like showing you all these products I got. More mushroom gummies, so can't wait to try them. A lot of these too are just like, so I've been representing Happy Mind, which is for HODET. A lot of these are MET, so basically another like, it's like psilocybin, but like kind of like a few compounds removed. But I want to see what the difference really is, like MET versus DET. Little one-hitters, which I just thought were so cute, like on the go. I don't know how to open this up. Okay, I think it's this way. It's not working. Yeah, I know everything is like child-proof, but I think it's also RE-proof too. But either way, this is a one-hitter with all the cannabis here. I know so many people that just like do the one-hitters, and that's that. Like they don't smoke pre-rolls and they're not like doing the bongs. They're just doing their one-hitters, and that's kind of their thing that they stick with. Okay, we need another hit as we keep going through all these products. There are just too many things here, and I'm excited to show them all to you. I'll have to be careful not to hit myself in the face. I think I need like an official product unpackager, like someone to help me so I'm not like just ripping things open and things go flying in the face. all that fun jazz. Okay, a bunch of different pre-rolls and tubes here. Oh yeah, so more hash holes. This one is also from the Muhammad's line. Everything's really like childproof. Yeah, I like this a lot. This has like a glass filter in it. I feel like every time I smoke out of the glass filter, so there's two filters here. There's like the filter for the actual, cannabis itself, and then there's a glass filter which is all attached to. But this will be really good. It smells really good, really like fruity, almost like grape. It's called Blue Zushi. So that'll be a fun one to enjoy. Oh yeah, I feel like a lot of OGs do the one-hitters, and I think like also if you've been doing cannabis for a while, or maybe, I don't know, like I feel like also like typically if you live like in a country or more of a rural area, maybe you have a hemp farm, like you're hitting your little one-hitter all day. But maybe that's just like me thinking about people I know who hit the one-hitters all the time. Oh yeah, another disposable. So lots of these disposables. This one I just like the packaging on. It was like very candy oriented, like cotton candy, lollipops, all of that stuff. I know, like, like I'm not trying to say this is too fun. I don't want them to get in trouble, but this is also like totally like covered in these THC diamonds. I don't know if you could see it, but I think like as it smokes, they're gonna like melt and kind of create that resinous effect. Ooh, a glass blend. Okay, wait. Actually, I have something to show you. I kind of forgot how. He gave me a tutorial twice, but I kind of forgot how it works. This is maybe kind of like what you're using, like a glass blend. So you fill it in from this side, like you load it in from the back, and apparently, if you're doing it the right way, like you will never bring your cannabis to ash. Like you won't get ashes in your mouth, or you don't want to get booby snacks either. And it has these little prongs, and you could just kind of push this forward, and you could put like wax and different things in here, like make it your own combination. Then I think as you just push it forward, oh, maybe you have to like move the rubber band down to push it forward. I'm a little confused. I forgot how to do it. Oh, thank you, Optimistic. It definitely looks like it's gonna pop off, doesn't it? It was really good, Tyler. It was a fun show. I kind of forgot how to do this. I'm gonna have to look online and see if there's a tutorial, but yeah, this is handmade, so I love like supporting the artists there who are actually like making the glass from, you know, their own craftsmanship, and they're making it, these are designs that they've invented themselves. Like this is a brand new design that this guy invented. He's just been going to all the shows and selling it for years. And he's also a glass artist and like added all these little things onto it to just make it extra pretty and one of a kind. Yeah, I am a little bit high right now. I'm not gonna lie. The products work. Okay, so more pre-rolls. Got a lot of different pre-rolls from brands. More of these hash bowls, which I'm sure you've probably seen in stores everywhere. If they're not like already clamping down on a lot of the cannabis products. Okay, these are like called crispy, some of them call them crispy blends, but they're like baklava and they're really tasty. Some of them have THC in them, some of them don't, but you could get like strawberry and cream, chocolate, etc. Of course, Happy Minds, which you know, I've been taking for, you know, a few months, trying their different products. Yeah, got some Happy Mind here too. Caffeine gum and caffeine, like the little pouches that you put in your mouth. I know they had like a lot of like nicotine pill pouches, but seeing the caffeine ones at the show, it was just so cool. They really worked. I felt right away. There was like a 75 milligram caffeine pill pouch that you put in, and there was a 125 milligram one. I actually really like their product. My warehouse neighbor in Vegas sells nicotine, like the same nicotine pouches, and so like all the consignment like some consignment is a commissary. Like I am a little high. Into like all the different prisons, things like that. But now seeing like they have caffeine ones, that's, you know, another interesting product that, you know, I'll be shipping off and showing them and saying, hey, look at this new product. So Mellow Fellow always just does the nicest packaging. The lady who was there at the show, she was so cute. She had like long blonde hair. She looked like, you know, she was, you know, really, she knew the brand really well. She was like a professional. And she was like, I love your outfit. She's like, I loved your outfit on day one, like yesterday. And she's like, and then your outfit today looks so cute, because I was wearing this like creamsicle bandage dress. So of course she was like, I have to get you a product that's gonna go with your dress. And she got me this one. And I was like, oh, but this one also looks like it'll go. So I ended up with 2 extra products from Mellow Fellow. Just love that brand. They've been really solid. Everyone who works there has been always really helpful. The baklavas are really, really tasty. And yeah, Optimistic Realizer. I've been, you know, always supporting like small glass artist for such a long time. Like even back in the day when I first started with Soul Ray and doing all the beads, like finding, unique beads that were maybe one of a kind, made by a certain person, and going to these like bead and glass shows it was always so fun. And the women there at the shows were really cool too. They had like not for bongs, but for dab rigs, they had like these they call them like titty twisters. That was like the marble that you put in your dab rig, and they made them themselves. It was one of the coolest things ever. So like getting to know the local artists and people who are still going to these expos, but maybe they don't have like 1 million followers on Instagram or something. It's still important to like go out there, meet them, and support them. Thank you so much, Optimistic Realizer. Hi, Com. How are you? Oh, base vapes? Yeah, I saw a lot of those. They had some really, really good products. I don't know. I'm sure I have so many different things here. Oh, look at this. This is even like a thing that you can mix into your drink. Like if you are going out with your friends, but you don't drink alcohol or something, but you want to, still have a drink and get a little high. This is like 10 milligrams of Delta-9 THC. So just, perfect, like as like a quick little edible. It also has 5 milligrams of CBD and 5 milligrams of CBG as well. So just keeping you healthy, with all the other cannabinoids. Okay, more baklava, more pre-rolls. It is awesome. It was a real fun show. And just, they have so many different glass blowers there. These were really cool little hero dose of these mushrooms. So it feels like it's just a little tablet capsule in there. So I think that's what it is, but it's like a mushroom blend, 2,000 milligrams. Lil MF euphoric mushroom tablets, little motherfucker. Okay. Yeah, some of the branding is definitely interesting. Edible, hemp infused edible. I noticed this year hey Tony, welcome in. I noticed this year the edibles got a lot tastier, but a lot less people were offering edibles. And a lot of the big brands who are typically at the Champ Show every year, like Trey House, for example, like they've spent like, they're the company that's going to go in and spend like $30,000 on a booth typically. Like they weren't even there this year. Like things are changing dramatically, and even though like a lot of the little players are still, some of them might still be there this year. A lot of the players have started leaving the market or just decided not to go to the Champ Show this year. What was this? Oh, this is okay, so this is HHC, Delta-8, THCP, THCA, THCH, Delta-9, and HHCP, and a 420 milligram edible. I like how it has this like kind of casino packaging on it. It's a vibe. Usually on the back you could see like how many milligrams of each. Okay, so 125 milligrams of THCA. So like if you're just looking for Delta-9 THC in this edible, it's only 25 milligrams. Delta-8 though, 125. So it still will get you really high and probably knock you out. Lots of nicotine gum. So oh yeah, I'm gonna get that set up in like the next week or so, Tony. I'll have that set up and I'll get that to you. Reply to my email and I'll get that to you. Profits have to be hurting. I think right now I would say because of these new laws, a lot of people are just getting scared. So like if you're a smaller business and maybe you wanted to explore hemp and cannabis, like last year at the show, I noticed there were a lot of like, you know, people who maybe were in the chocolatier business, you know, and they make chocolates all day, but then they wanted to explore making edibles, you know, with Delta 9 oil and Delta 8 and, you know, CBD, things like that. And, you know, like last year, they showed up to the Champs show, but this year, I think they just decided I'm not going to the Champs show because all these laws are probably going to be changing soon, where they completely, like, basically take away any kind of CBD for the people. It can't even have like more than 0.4 milligrams of THC in an entire container, which basically is like CBD isolate. Like it just wipes out the entire market. Because you know, most of these cannabinoids do have traces of other cannabinoids, and the more cannabinoids you have, the healthier it is for you. But that's okay. We're taking away the entire market. It's fine. Yeah, but you could see that at the Jam show. A lot of like people who might have just started in business or wanted to explore it were already left the market. Like they did not, you know, want to pay for a booth. They didn't want to keep like exploring this opportunity because of these changing laws. And a lot of the big companies just, you know, probably decided like it's not really worth it. So it is crazy because this is like, you know, a multi-billion-dollar industry that is basically dwindling into nothing because people are getting scared. And I don't know, it just seems like everybody is trying to grab some money to, you know, at the last minute to make these, you know, laws pass. Okay. We have some pop rocks too, which I thought were pretty cool. So a lot of mushroom brands this year, many more than last year, and also like caffeine, different products that you'd see in a smoke shop, nicotine, just not so much cannabis, mushroom chocolate bars, like cool things like that. I really had fun at the Champ show, but looking around, there weren't a lot of buyers and there were a lot less booths compared to previous years. So things are definitely changing in the market. Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, part of it is that, but also part of it is like, you know, I know Philadelphia right now, none of these smoke shops that I would go in and see, like they have a whole shelf of Delta 9 products, like the local places too, that are like next to the grocery store in your own neighborhood. Like I went in, you know, like 2 months ago and they had a whole shelf of Delta 9, Delta 8 products, THCP, all of that stuff. Then I went in 2 weeks ago, same spot, next to my local grocery store. They had none of that. And it's because, you know, distributors stopped selling them. You know, last time I went to like these Bensalem distributors, they basically told me, yeah, we stopped selling all of our cannabis hemp products 2 weeks ago because another distributor across the way, they spent, you know, like $40,000 on all these hemp products. And then, you know, whatever state or federal officials decide to come in for whatever reason, they just could confiscate all those products, you know, without them having any recourse. And that's $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, you know, maybe even $100,000, depending on what kind of level of distributor they are, of products literally that you can't get back, even though they're legal to sell. They have processing. They've all gone through lab testing, but the industry is getting like completely like destroyed right now. It's crazy, you know. And also like as a manufacturer, it's like it took, you know, a month and a half to get processing, you know, which is like banks do process cannabis. They've been doing it for many years. All my products had to go through third-party testing and verification, and you know, you could see what's in it. It's very transparent. It's actually a pretty well-regulated system, like all things considered. But at the end of the day, like, you know, it's going away, you know, and that's what it seems to be right now. Yeah, luckily that didn't happen in Texas. It almost happened there. Yeah, I mean, I don't like these regulations, and I don't know why. I mean, I just don't understand why, like, we're taking away an industry that has been so helpful for, like, literally thousands of small farmers, you know, like tons of people who have jobs. Like, there's literally like hundreds of thousands of people who have jobs or working the expo for these companies, or, you know, doing the manufacturing for cannabis companies, hemp companies who own small hemp shops. There's just a lot of jobs and people's livelihoods going away because of these regulations, which makes me really sad, because at the end of the day, like, you know, having our hemp farmers and, you know, like, these are just kind of small businesses that I want to support, you know, and you guys already know that I'm about it. I'm supporting our local glass artists, and I like supporting our local hemp farmers, you know. You can buy an ounce for $50. Dang, that is crazy. $30 American. Wow. I don't know what their margins would be either, but I mean, I can imagine that, like, those are very thin margins. Yeah, there's a lot of disruption in the cannabis industry. And, you know, there was like an inflection point, I think, you know, a few weeks ago, where there was kind of the question of, like, you know, is CBD still going to be basically outlawed across the country, except for being in these like Medicare programs and Medicaid programs, or like, you know, are people's businesses still going to be able to operate as normal? But it just doesn't seem like anyone really cared. There weren't enough people, you know, speaking up about it, so things just kind of kept going along as usual. Alcohol lobbyists don't like their sales. Yeah, you know what? It's alcohol. It does play a big part, but, you know, also a lot of these alcohol companies too, like, have decided to, you know, start venturing into whether, you know, they could start adding these types of products into their alcohol. And I think had there been more, I don't know. I think had there been like faster movement and decisions, you know, like FDA regulations, things like that, the DEA and FDA coming together to really, you know, just say, look at the science around cannabis and hemp, and, you know, start making some decisions there. I think a lot of the alcohol companies, as I've also seen with even like Pepsi and companies like that, they would have made the decision, and they were interested, in fact, in making the decision of like adding cannabis products into their drinks to make them even better. So, well, I think, you know, part of it, they don't want to see their sales go down. I think part of it is like they've also been stuck in limbo, and it's been hurting them as well, because they don't want to, you know, face fines from the government by just going ahead and, you know, putting CBD in alcohol, even though they want to do it. It's kind of hurt everyone, just like the lack of like decision making. So yeah. I know. And a lot of them wanted to. There were a lot of companies like I would even sell to as like master distributors, were like big alcohol businesses out. I think it was in Louisiana, where I'd have a few alcohol distributors who were selling a lot of cannabis products like on their counters. And it's a great customer base as well. You know, you get your alcohol, you get your, you know, cannabis as well. You have to be 21 and older to walk into the establishment. So I think a lot of people figured out it goes hand in hand together, but just because like there was no like FDA, DEA decision like all along, it just it kind of just spiraled into this like limbo period of years. Like, I heard about factories being built for Pepsi that were gonna, they were gonna invest like billions into building new THC, CBD factories and putting out a whole product line, but just never happened. But now it seems like we have some decisions getting made where all the cannabis products are going to be getting pretty much taken off the market, except for dispensaries. So we'll see what happens there. But it was a fun champ show, and I definitely had a blast. So if there are any products that I was going through here that you want to learn more about, that you want to ask about, feel free to write me. My email is, it goes out every day. Just go to arielcalista.com, click the Stay in Touch button. It's easy peasy to sign up. It's free. You don't get ads, no spam, no BS, just me. My emails every day, sports that I'm interested in. And yeah. Well, this was a great stream. I realized I got a little bit sidetracked talking about the champ show and just how different things are this year compared to previous years. But I had a wonderful time with you guys on Sports Betting Illuminated today. Good luck on all of your plays. I realize I didn't have a lot of plays going out, but check the daily report, which is my email. I will be sending it out a little bit later today. And hopefully some more of these lines will have developed by then to really find some winners, because today really there's only one action play that I really even liked, and maybe we'll find a little bit more than just like the Charlotte spread that I'm looking at. But, thanks so much, everyone. Thank you for joining this show. I had so much fun with all of y'all, and thank you for joining this live stream. I'll see you guys on Tuesday at 6:00 p.m. Eastern. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already, and good luck on all your wagers. See you all next time.